For those of you who are actually owners of Coastal Pro 2s, the hovercraft made by Hoverstream, let me show you really quickly how you can do a quick oil change for your lift engine. The engine up front is a little bit harder to get to, but essentially the tricky parts are reaching the different components and working within the lift engine compartment, because you can't lean on any of the fiberglass components because they are so fragile. But essentially what you're going to be looking for are a couple of different things. You take the filter out. That's going to be a very quick repair and quick exchange. That just kind of pops out like that. But when you go down here, the oil filter sits right there, and you can see that it sits immediately above the fan compartment itself. So what is critical to do is try to put a glove or something on top of the fan, rest that on the fan itself, so that if any components fall down, you're not going to have them stuck down in the plenum compartment down front. So hard to get to, but you should be able to hand loosen it, hopefully. I actually had to use a wrench, but that's where the oil filter is. So the other compartment that you're going to have to try to get into is where the drain hole is. So the drain hole for the oil is right here. It's on the opposite side, and it's right on top of a bar. You can see I've got a little bit of residue sitting there too as well, but if you look back, you'll see that the plenum compartment in the fan is right below it as well. So make sure, again, you just stretch your glove across there, and that will kind of keep anything, we're talking about a big work glove, that'll keep any of your tools from falling in. So the way I did it was I actually pumped out all the residual oil from the fill hole first. So I got that down to as low as possible, and then from that point on I went down here and I ended up loosening this, and just there's a little bit of oil left in there. And then when I moved over to the other side, that's when I ended up getting most of the oil. But I had a little pan that was like a TV dinner tray that I cut in half to fit down here, and I placed that fan or the pan directly below the oil filter, and so it was sitting on top of the glove again, which stretched across the fan, but that allowed me to collect all the remaining oil, so nothing actually went down into that plenum compartment. So that's how you do an oil change. I also changed the fuel filter itself, so that was pretty easy to get to. But the key thing is, you got to remember, when you're working on these hovercraft, they're so thin, it's critical that you don't lean on any of the different components here on the side or any of the elements, including your LED light. And that's how you do it. I mean, it's something that everybody can do. It is a pain, it takes about an hour or so, but it's definitely possible. So this is the engine that I've got here on my lift. It's the Intech, a Vanguard, actually I think it's a Briggs & Stratton Intech 17.5, and there are handbooks available if anybody has any desire to get the actual handbook for this engine. Go ahead and reach back to me directly if you'd like, and I've got a PDF copy I can send you.